What's up, everybody? Need to introduce this week's show, Andrea Delaney, also known as You Forgot About Dre, on TikTok and Instagram. She is a local mom and former nurse. Well, that's not true. She is a nurse now. She just is not a bedside nurse. Turned influencer, women's sports, I don't know how you say it, internet commentator, which is pretty cool, and is just killing it with thousands of followers. She gets comped a bunch of stuff. Professional athletes reach out to her. I'm sure her kids' friends think her mom's cool because she's on the internet. And so I was lucky enough to sit down with her for a little over an hour, and we talked about how she got there. And it's a pretty cool story. What we forgot to talk about, and what I forgot to mention, was somewhere in the middle of that, I think maybe 2 years ago, maybe a little less than, she got diagnosed with adult onset diabetes and had to spend some time in the ICU, and now has a Bluetooth glucose monitor. Didn't even bring it up. How she figured out how to manage that, which just means we got to have her on again because she's kind of fun to talk to. So other than that, enjoy this week. It's a good time. I tried some stupid stuff with the audio again. Like I'm just a dipstick when it comes to that. I just can't leave well enough alone. So I got the Blue Yeti out again. So it sounds like I'm yelling and she's not. But luckily the editing software fixed that for us. So we're cool. So enjoy this week. I've got some other stuff coming down the pipe. We'll talk about it later. It's November. It's deer season. It's football playoff season. It's just mass chaos everywhere. Everything's getting cold. So sit around, drink some coffee, and watch Dre and I talk shit about women's sports. Work hard. Be kind. Bye. That's the everyday deal, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes she'll ride home with Tess, but not always.
Oh, yeah. Is she good about giving younger sister a ride home, or is she kind of a...
She usually is pretty good because we pay for all of her gas.
Oh, sure. There comes a price with that, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If you're not paying for it, you can go fetch.
No activities after school or what?
Yeah, Nora has volleyball from 5 to 7, but Joel's going to take her.
Oh, yeah, because he's off the duty right now.
Yeah, he just got off. Had to stop at Fairway.
Your picture's really blurry. I don't know if it's me or you, but is this where you do? Yeah, I look good. In case you're curious,
I look fine from here.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Is it a slow connection?
Do you have a Mac?
Yeah, of course. I'm an Apple lady. You Android guy.
So that's probably wise because I have whatever it is that's not a Mac. Yeah, I don't know. I hope actual recording. Oh, it says up here. It says the actual recording is higher quality.
Okay.
What is that? What do you think that means? You're the video person. Does that mean it's going to feather out?
I try to do it from my phone. I can get on my phone and see if that's better.
No, actually, you just kind of got unblurred there for a second. You're good now. No, now you're blurred again.
Maybe it's just your connection.
I don't listen. I don't know how to do this. I'm hoping you can give me some tips. Because I just started doing the videos because of the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And so you're the only second video podcast I've ever done.
Everyone else has been in person, or you don't have guests?
No, well, it has, or just audio. So like in person podcasts, I don't have a camera and all that you influencers have. I just have like a microphone you stick on your shirt.
Yep.
And then we plug it into my phone, and then we just sit there and shoot the shit for an hour or so, and then I can do it all from my phone. But the video stuff, apparently, they say, is where it's at. That's where you get your clicks. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, people like to see your face and see your reactions, and
yeah, I don't like it at all.
Better than the text.
When I listen to podcasts, though, I don't like watch two people talk. I just listen.
If I have the time, I do. But a lot of times, I mean, if we have to go to YouTube to find it. But if I won't ever listen to podcasts.
I won't ever listen to I won't ever watch two people talk. Like I won't sit down and watch them have a conversation. But I have them on in the background when I'm doing stuff, and that's how I learn my stuff. But this video thing is all new to me. So we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
What do I call you? Do I call you Dre?
You can call me whatever. Dre is my online persona.
I want to talk about how we got to where we're at right now.
They tell me to introduce myself as Dre, but that's not like.
Who are you introducing yourself as Dre to? Because clearly you're not the OG Dre.
The sports audience. I'm Dre from the 9, or I'm Dre from You Forgot About Dre, or because if they see my stuff and they know my name is Dre on there, and then I say my name's Andrea, they get confused. So I'm just.
And they don't know who you are. It's kind of like having like an actor or singer not having a real name.
Yes, it's like a stage name.
Yeah, you're like Mark Twain, man.
Sure.
Stage name is another good way.
Just like Mark Twain.
Just like Mark Twain, he's just Sam McLennan. Like it's a thing. Way back in the day. Let's talk about how we got here and why we're talking. Okay. Because you are a nurse by trade.
Yeah.
And you're married to a cop, which fits into my whole theme right now, which is like, first responders and healthcare workers and shift workers and the lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. But now you're an influencer.
Content creator.
Is that the proper nomenclature?
I don't feel like I have influence, so I don't like to call myself an influencer.
If you went to your kids' career day right now, what would you say you are?
I say that I'm like a women's sports reporter on the internet.
Okay, so does reporter give some sort of idea that you're a journalist, that you have a journalism degree, like, or do you just talk shit about women's sports on TikTok and all of a sudden, boom, here you are?
Yeah, but now that I work, like a media company hired me to do social media and some reporting for them. But I've always kind of towed that line of, do I want to be an actual like real life journalist, or do I just want to watch women's sports and talk about it with whoever will listen?
Because the second seems like way cooler and way less like pressure to be
100%.
Right, or fact checked, or have all your shit in a row. Like we're gonna here in a little bit. We're gonna talk shit about women's sports, and I'm not gonna know anything about it because I'm not a women's. But nobody on the internet, when they see this, should look at me and go, "That guy's a real dipstick," because I'm just talking shit about what I know about women's sports. That seems to be more free than being bound by some sort of journalistic. You have to have sources and you have to have that, like, watching a video on the internet and then talking about that video seems to be like the thing now. Like anybody can do it, right?
Anyone can do it. Yeah. I mean, eventually either you're going to say things that are inflammatory or incorrect, hoping to get clicks, or you're going to build a following by choosing one over the other and going hard for that person. Or like I did, I'm like, it's okay to like them all. I just like to watch women's sports compete. And they're all really nice and really good. So let's do that.
All right, let's talk about how you got here. So how you got to it, because I think it's really cool that you just, and I want to talk about the first video you ever did about this thing and how how all that evolved into now you're making $500,000 just by making TikTok and getting a bunch of swag sent to you by some fairly unfamous women's athletes.
They're famous in the women's sports world. Well,
I know. That was just me talking shit. Hoping I get some clicks.
I know.
I do.
Listen, shit.
I don't have a huge history watching women's sports, right? Like it's just never been my thing. I'm interested in talking about it, and minus the 90s when I watched a lot of beach volleyball.
Sure, as one does.
Right. Because Gabby Reese was real good back in the day at beach volleyball, and I used to watch her play a lot of beach volleyball.
But you're also not their target audience necessarily, so it would come as no surprise that you wouldn't watch or consume women's sports.
So I do now. I do now a little bit though because I work with a lot of women, right? And so this is funny. One day we were down in Taylortown kicking it. And my partner, Alyssa, she is a grad from Iowa. She's an Iowa grad. She ran track in Iowa.
Okay.
And she was excited that day because the Fever were playing at 2:00. And I had to ask her what that meant. I was like, what do you mean the Fever are playing? Who are they?
Fever are playing.
And she said the Indiana Fever is the team that Caitlin Clark went to. So we in the house, because I
I live with women, and Caitlin Clark was a big deal. We watched the Final Four, and we did all that kind of stuff. We really got Caitlin fever, right? Like, it was great. We loved it. Hometown, it was awesome.
It's great.
But then after that, kind of fizzled out, lost track. So now, fast forward to her first year in the WNBA, and I'm working with this gal who's, I don't know, got to be late 20s, early 30s. She's emphatic about the Iowa Hawkeyes and Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and huge fan. And so I was like, listen, with all due respect, I'll probably just not watch with you. And then I found myself watching, okay? And I was like...
Kind of did.
I did. I was like, this ain't so bad. Like, it's kind of fun to watch. You're watching Caitlin, pull up from the logo and do some cool shit, right? And make some passes. And then I noticed there's a little chippiness. And I was like, well, this kind of leveled up a little bit. Now we're kind of getting a little catty. So now we're watching a bunch of chicks kind of get catty with each other. And then, but Caitlin's still doing her thing. And then I don't know what happened at the end, but I was like, that wasn't a terrible waste of my time. Like, that was okay.
Which is like the highest compliment you're going to get from
yeah, listen, and I'm not, because I'm just not of that, right? Like, it's just not my jam.
There's worse ways to spend 2 hours.
Right. And so, but here's the thing. After that day, I found myself perusing, like, if a Fever game was on, and let's say I was home by myself, I might click on it and just check and see kind of where we're at in the game, like what the score is and what the hubbub is. And then I started following some just random, like, things. But the interesting story about that whole thing was never about the Indiana Fever and how good Caitlin Clark is. It's about there's a soap opera going on in that thing, man, and it's women hating on women, and it's they're not getting paid enough, and it's, what are we going to do about this, and what are we going to do about that, and it encompassed a whole lot more than just shooting hoops.
Yeah.
And I think that, and I don't know if that's where you're at in your content creating, but it sucked me in.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what people misunderstand about women's sports, especially like the WNBA, NCAA. Like, you're competing at the highest level. We don't get mad at men when they're in the NFL and a fight breaks out. We don't get mad at men when fights break out in the NBA, in NHL. I mean, in the NHL, they don't even break up the fights anymore unless somebody falls down. Just beat the crap out of each other, and that's fine. Women still have that competitive edge. So I love when they get a little chippy. I love when they talk their shit. It makes me laugh, and I'm like, because I talk shit. Hell yeah, I do. All the time. I like to run my mouth. If someone wants to check me, fine. If I get beat, fine. But I'm still going to do it. It's part of the mental game of it. So I like that is becoming more mainstream, and then that's okay. There is a level of fan base, or not even fan base, just casual watchers, I guess, that are like, well, that's not ladylike. And you're like, all's fair in between the lines. Like, they don't have to be ladies when you're trying to beat each other.
That seems to me like a ridiculous take on it. Like, you're like, there's nothing ladylike about competing in sports, right? Like, right. You're not right. It's not the 1800s, man. You're not riding side saddle while you're playing whatever it is
especially
you're playing.
When it's your paycheck, it's your livelihood at stake.
This is women of like athletic ability and like-minded competitiveness going up against somebody else, and like, it's not like you're wearing skirts playing softball. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's a league of their own. Like, you're still going to slide into somebody, maybe put your cleat into them. Like, it's just the nature of the business. But I was really found how easily I was duped into thinking, like, these clips on the internet out of context makes it look like, oh my God, somebody threw an elbow at somebody because they basically hate her brand. And then if you watch the entire game, you're like, oh, that didn't seem like much. Like,
it's nothing.
Right.
And
that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole...
They all get their cheap shots. Like, and it's, I like that they all do. Nobody's being targeted unfairly. Like, Caitlin talks her shit. Everybody else talks their shit. Everybody else gets a little chippy. We're going for cheap fouls. If they're not going to call it, or if they're not going to notice it, take the advantage, take the edge. I mean,
another thing I did notice about it, and I know we're picking on the WNBA right now, but that's what's hot. It seems lawless. It seems like a lawless game. Like, it's a pickup game at the local park, 5 chicks against 5 chicks, call your own foul, and no blood, no foul type of thing. Like, it looks to me like it's lawless.
The officiating in the WNBA has been a very hot topic, mostly since Caitlin has gotten the league, truthfully, because there's so many more eyes on it. It's been an ongoing issue for a few years, but it's really been highlighted at a faster rate since Caitlin got in the league because there's more fans. And everybody thinks that Caitlin's getting bullied and targeted. It's more about the inconsistency. Like, if it's a foul in the first quarter, it's a foul in the fourth quarter. If it's a foul last game, it should be a foul this game. But what we're seeing is these refs are not with the same crew night after night. They're flying all over the country. Like, I talked to one, flew into Minneapolis with a crew, her and two other people. And then she was going somewhere else. This guy was going somewhere else, and this guy was going somewhere else. And her next game was going to be two different people. So the consistency of that has just been an ongoing issue this year, especially. But it's chippy. It's a physical game. I mean, these are women that put all of their lifeline into playing basketball. They're going to lift. They lift on game days. They lift after game days. They are strong women that have been doing this for a long time. So when, like, Diana Taurasi caught a lot of shit for saying that Caitlin Clark was going to have an adjustment period. Well, it is. The speed and the physicality is just different. She adjusted well, but there still was a period. They went 1-9 first 10 games. I mean, shit happens. It's fine.
I do love the I don't know how to say this. Oh, I'll just say it. The sexist jokes that I get to make when it's like the commentary, just the amount of content it brings. Well, I do love that part of it. As somebody of my personality, it is funny. I don't know if I can say some of them here. They're not rude. Like the officiating thing, like I would say something like, well, you think it's because it's a bunch of women trying to regulate a bunch of women? Like, do you think that that's an issue? You know?
But the men are the ones that have the biggest ego. Like,
yeah, sure.
Women, no. In the games, I mean, the men's officials, the officials that are men, have a lot shorter of a leash than a lot of the women, because the women are like, listen, like, we can talk about it. Like, like, I've seen some players track down an official and talk to them like that should be a technical, and if it's a woman, most of the time they're not going to call it. They'll still call plenty. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. So there is a little bit. There is a little bit of
immediately.
There is a little bit of that then in the WNBA. There's a little bit of men versus women in this thing. I don't, right? Like,
it's like,
don't
it
you
seems
talk
like
to me that way?
The older men seem to have less of a fuse, especially when it comes to talking shit or like trying to argue a call, trying to talk a lot. You know, they're just like, whatever, go sit on the bench. You're teed up, doesn't matter. That said, like, a technical in the WNBA isn't as stressful as it is.
That's probably like that in anywhere, though. Like, usually, like, older people have they've seen more, they've done more. Like, it doesn't get them riled up. It's no skin off their back if they tee somebody up and tell them to take a hike. Like, they're going to come back tomorrow, make their money, do the same thing, right? But the younger ones, probably it's a big deal. If they do it, then it's the headline the next day. It's, you know, refuge Caitlin Clark. Like, it is. It's clickbait. It's lawless out there.
And that one, I mean.
Well, let's talk about how you got there. Let's talk about how you got here, right? Yeah. Because this is the fun part for me. Like, this is when you first told me you were doing this kind of thing and that it was super successful, which I'm very happy for you. Like, I think it's great.
Thanks.
It's hard to fathom because I'm not like I'm not a TikToker. So I don't know what's out there. But to hear what's come in and the opportunity that's made for you, right? Yeah. And having somebody in our community, I think it's awesome. But let's go back to graduation day from Sadell High School.
2004.
Oh my God, that was 2004, you say?
2004. Well, I'm a baby.
Well, I'm doing the math in my head, so I got it about right. So 2004, Sadell High School graduation. You said, I just want to be a nurse. Is that how it went down?
No, I wanted to be a PE teacher.
No.
Went to Grandview on a softball scholarship. They were supposed to be adding a PE education or physical education program. They had other education programs. After 2 years, they didn't have it. I was like, I want to do something else. I wanted to be closer to my boyfriend. He was at Iowa State. So I transferred to Iowa State and started a dietetics program. So I just go to be a dietitian first.
Sure.
Did that for 6 months. Hated it.
Yeah.
We moved to.
There's a lot of nurses. I know a lot of nurses that used to be dietitians and sports, exercise science people, or sports physiology, because in Iowa it just doesn't pan out.
There's just not a lot. I mean, we moved to Webster City for Joel's job, and I was like, "There's one county dietitian for the county."
Yeah, right.
Like, what am I going to do? You know. And I didn't really want to write diet plans for renal patients.
Sure.
So I quit that. I was working in like the hospital coffee shop for a while, just paying the bills. Then Obamacare happened. I started doing like financial advocate stuff, and I was working in the ER doing like hospital registration. Kind of got over my fear of blood and guts. Also, I have like a bunch of nurses in my family, so kind of out of spite, I didn't want to be a nurse.
Yeah, sure. Your dad is a first responder, though, right?
Yep, he's a former paramedic and now a nurse. Yeah, he's retired now, but yeah, he did helicopter in the 80s. He went to DMAC, and then he lives in Des Moines. Worked on Mercy's helicopter in the 80s for a long time. Worked on ambulances. Went back to nursing school when I was young, I think, actually. I don't remember it, but
what's his last name?
Reeves. Scott
I'm
Reeves.
just thinking,
he knows some old guys.
Yeah, I know some old guys too, because coincidentally I'm like caught right in the middle.
Yeah, because you're almost an old guy.
Yeah, well, I still work with an old guy that's he's there since the inception of our helicopter. So I'll ask, what's your dad's name?
Scott Reeves.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
So you're not unfamiliar with healthcare and shift work?
Nope. And then I was like, I'm gonna go be a nurse. Actually, our 11-year-old, coded at delivery, in Fort Dodge, delivered in the dirty, and they brought him to Des Moines. And I was like, maybe if I can watch them do that, maybe I can do whatever. So like when he was a year and a half. I didn't graduate nursing school until 2018.
Oh,
it's a long path.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back to nursing school, and we were still living in Webster City. I was driving to Des Moines because I was a patient care tech in the ER at Methodist. Because I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I only know ER, and I've helped like patient care tech in the ICU, but that's about it. Like, otherwise, I'm not going to the floor at my age. So I did that, graduated, got a job in the ICU. Age. Yeah, I was old at the time. I was 30 and had 3 kids going back to nursing school. Joel was still working overnights.
And your husband's a cop. He's working the night shift.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
We literally, that's why he's such a good dad. I just would like hand off the kids and be like, here you go. I'm going to work.
After he came home from being up all night.
Yeah.
Man, maybe we need to talk to Joel someday about how he managed that. Like, that's the whole point of this whole podcast, is how you manage life in this job and profession. So I couldn't even. I mean, I know my experience, right, and I'm happy to share it. But other people's experiences aren't necessarily hugely different. But working nights as a cop and you guys were in Webster City at the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
so
within his first 2 months, he had an officer involved shooting, and I was like, cool, this is a great start. Yep.
Did he want to be a cop right out of high school?
No, he wanted to work for the DNR, and he did that all through college, and then they cut.
God, that's so hard to get onto, because I think, that's so hard to get onto, because there's usually, there's only 77 DNR officers in the whole state of Iowa right now, and they'll probably get 1,000 applicants.
Well, they used to have one per county, plus ones that did the other parks. As like game warden, conservation officers. Yeah. That's what his degree is in. And then they cut funding, and then they keep cutting. And he's like, I can't go live at when we first got married, we lived in a camper in Marquette McGregor at the state park there. And he was water patrol officer.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's nuts.
Just 2 dumb kids living in a camper.
Down by the river.
Literally up because we were on top, I guess.
Just doing it, probably $60,000 in college debt, making $28,000 a year. Just
living
life. We don't know no better.
Yep. That's what they tell you to do. So we did it.
That's what they tell you to do. But get into
to
debt and
college and
find
do
a low paying
something.
job. That way you can live in a camper.
Yep.
I think that's great. I think that's actually a great story. So eventually he got out of that
Yeah.
and was a beat cop while you were going back to school.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was on shift. So I had to be at clinicals in Des Moines at 7. Our daycare opened at 6. So I drove 75 miles in 60 minutes every day. You do the math.
I'm not good at it, but I
Nope.
can do some quick math. That's terrible.
Made it to downtown every morning.
Yeah, that's real fast. You're going real fast.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then
Anyways.
he was trying to catch some sleep in between the kids' naps.
Yeah.
Did the kids ever go to school up there? Did the kids ever get to school age?
We moved here when Tessa was in first grade. Nora was in kindergarten. We moved in like November. So eventually when I got hired in the ICU, I said, we need to move to Des Moines. Like both of our parents are here. We need to get back closer to home. I'm not going to commute an hour anymore. So
your first job at a mission school was in the ICU at Methodist.
Yep. Level 1 trauma center. But I've been a tech in the ER for 4 years at that point.
Sure.
So I'm like, can't be that different. And it is. Obviously, ER to ICU is different, but.
Yeah, just ask anybody that has to hold a unit patient down in the ER for a day or two.
They don't love it. Mm-mm.
Nope. But then when they get, like, it is different. Like I work with both ER nurses and unit nurses, and it is different. They have different skill set, different personalities, and both are very valuable in what we do for a living. What was your experience like? So were you working nights when you get hired somewhere, you got to work nights, right?
Oh, yeah.
So is Joel?
Nights.
So is your husband still working nights at this point?
So when he came here, he was working evenings. I think it was like a 3 to 11. So I try to schedule my nights as much as possible when he wasn't working. So we just, our marriage wasn't thriving. We never saw each other, but never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like everybody else.
Yeah.
See you on Thursday.
Kids, love you, bye. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did that go on?
Oh, I think after a year or so, I got like half days, half nights. So that helped a little.
No,
and then he got to days, which helped a little more. And then, because this is his 7th year in Adele, but only his 2nd year at the school.
Do you remember? And I'm not trying to get too personal, but one of the big things I always hit on when we do this is like the toll that the sleep deprivation takes.
Oh,
and not really knowing how just sick you are.
Awful.
And I have both of you that way.
Yeah. And I am like an early riser. I'll go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm up between 4 and 5 and 6.
Yeah.
If I sleep till 6:30, it's sleeping in.
Sure.
So to have to like stay up until, you get off at 7:30, 7:45, you drive the 40 minutes home. If Joel's here, like if it was an off day, I'm like, you got to leave. You have to be quiet, be silent in the house, go find something to do. I'd be lucky if I slept 4 hours.
Yeah. Would you stack all your nights in a row so that you just felt like crap for 3 or 4 days instead of? Yeah. That seems to be the big hack is if you're going to be miserable, might as well be miserable for a block of time.
Yeah. Cause then that 4th morning, you hate everything. You sleep. Yeah, I would sleep 4 hours, maybe till noon or 1. And then I'd want to go back to sleep at 7 p.m. and try to flip back to days.
I know there's people out there that love it.
Stuff and not me.
I know there's people out there that love it. I am not one of those people. And for those that do love it, and for those people that do love it, thank you for loving it so that I don't have to.
It's not for me.
I have to do an occasional one. And maybe, life's fluid. I've always found that. So like maybe nights at certain parts of your life worked and then they didn't. And then maybe they work again, or maybe weekends were the thing. And then your kids get more involved with things on the weekends. So now maybe you switch to weekdays, but it all kind of bounces back and forth. But the one thing that I have routinely learned about myself is nights have never worked.
My body doesn't do well.
No, we're not meant for that as humans. And I know there's people that say I do really good on nights, and I think that they believe that, and I'm sure that they do. But if they just, but we all know it's a carcinogen, man. Like shift workers on average live less long than people who are not. I mean, it's science. Fact check
Their
me.
life expectancy is shorter. I mean, it just
Yes, like it is awful on the long haul. Like I can do it occasionally. Like I have to do it this Thursday. I have to work 2-day shifts tomorrow on Wednesday's days, and then I have to do a Thursday night shift. So it'll suck, it'll hurt, but I can do it. It's a random, and then I'll be back on.
I would almost like if I just did one, if I did 2 days, one night, my night was obviously at the end. You can power through one night of no sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not like the back in the day when I used to. Everybody was gone. Now your kids are in high school, so they're in and out of the house all day. You just never know when they're coming or going. And then, you got to pick one up at school at 3. So it's not like you partition a certain amount of time off for a nap and you're going to get it. It's just is what it is. And I can't sleep in that day. So I'll be up at 5 or 5:30 like normal, and I'll do I'll just try not to burn a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But I'll just kind of mope around the house basically and just is what it is. Drink some coffee on the way to work. Yep. And then hopefully by the end of the day, I don't feel so bad, but it is what it is. How long did you last in the unit?
I was in the unit for 3 years, but I started, was that July 2018? So I think it was 3.5 years. Because at one point I was like, oh yeah, I was there during COVID. I'm like, everybody's dead. Everybody dies every shift. So I transferred actually to the Peds ER for just under a year, thinking that would be better. It's not. It's just different problems.
That's a big contrast too, from adult unit patients to the emergent needs of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you pick that? I'd
done adult ER and I liked it, and I'd done adult ICU and I liked it. Initially, I thought I'd always do peds, and I just found that kids dying is a lot harder, and shitty parents are exhausting. And some of that outside factors besides just taking care of the sick kid just got to me.
Taking care of the human condition is also part of the job. It's what they don't. I'm going to do a whole show, I think, coming up. I've been working for weeks, months, maybe even, on how to articulate the concept of what they don't teach you in school. And I don't know what they teach you in nursing school about dealing with the human condition, but it's not easy thing to do. Like when you see an asthmatic kid, you get it. Like, okay, XYZ, I got you. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then when you add on top of that a dynamic that you didn't expect or you didn't see, right? Like just how that would stick with me longer than the fact that this kid really had trouble breathing and I was able to turn him around, and that's great. But man, did you see how that mom and dad acted or this and that or what they said or did this or whatever? And that's the stuff that always stuck with me the longest. Yeah. Like they just don't teach you how to deal with it. And I don't, still to this day, I think you just kind of desensitize yourself to it. It's kind of like here, you know what I mean? Like,
I became
it's like hearing your phone. It's like hearing your phone go off. Like it doesn't get the same reaction now that it did when I first got the phone. Right when your phone went off, you're like, oh my god, somebody needs me or whatever. And now it's just like, God, this damn thing is going off again, right? And so I don't know if that's dangerous. I don't know if that's part of just how it works. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but nothing prepares you for that is my point.
No, and they don't teach you how to be a psychologist. They don't teach you how to be a social worker. They don't teach you how to do, and that really all goes into it. It's, if you just, that's why a lot of people choose like the ICU. You're like, and especially nights in the ICU, intubated, sedated, and family's gone home. Best case scenario.
Yeah, no visiting hours, right? Yeah. There's no drama.
Right. You're just taking care of your patient.
That's a good point. So lasted in the ER for a year, a little over a year.
Mm-hmm. Just under a year. Actually, I was getting ready to train on trauma stuff. I had just started training on peds trauma stuff, which I'd done adult trauma as a tech, and then
were you nights in the ER or were you days?
I was like a 3 to 3 or 11 to 11.
Yeah.
Which that's a brutal shift.
Which one?
3 to 3.
Because I feel like the 11-11 one I could learn to like.
It's not bad, but you're going nonstop, so it goes fast, but it's hard to wind down when you leave at 11, drive home.
You're probably just not going home and crashing. It's probably like...
Correct.
Yeah.
The 3 to 3, you get like that wind down a little bit, but then you're exhausted by 1:30, and then you got to power through.
Was that 3 3P to 3A or 3A to 3P?
3P to 3A.
And the 11 was 11A to 11P?
11A to 11P, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure they each had their own.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah.
So what happened with being the PGR?
I got this job offer. One of my friends was doing it, and she's like, "Hey, if you want to leave the hospital, it pays more. You work from home. It's for an insurance company. You do like prior authorizations.
Yeah,
super easy." And I was like, I don't know. Like, I knew that I would like miss the patients and like, you miss some of the excitement. But I was like, one, we needed the money. Two, we needed the stability, because we were still handing kids off to grandma. He wasn't at the school yet, so he was still working weekends. I was still working weekends, so that we didn't see each other at all. We were starting with like kids sports, and grandmas were basically babysitting nonstop. Yeah. And I'm like, something's got to give. So I'm like, a little more money and some stability, so that I can at least be available to run kids places and take them to practices. I'm like, all right, I got to do it.
But that's to get back. That gets back to the life is fluid part. Like what worked before or what didn't work before is now we've changed the dynamic a little bit. Man, isn't that funny how kids do that to you? We've changed the dynamic. Now we need more of an 8 to 5 type of thing. We need to go to bed when the kids go to bed. We need to get up when the kids get up, and we need to be around when the kids are doing their thing. So,
yeah. And
you've been there for how long doing this job now?
It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be a good job.
Yeah, I like it. I'm out of doing like the patient reviews now, and I do like analytics, which is super interesting to me because I'm a stats nerd. But I log in, I do my reports, I get my stuff done, I help resolve any problems, I get phone calls from doctors' offices, and accept the occasional escalation request from some VP that knows somebody.
Yeah, sure.
But I can handle all that. And then
pays the bill.
Yeah. And then making TikToks on the side.
Well, let's get into that. Because that's the not that your story wasn't cool, because I think it is actually. The whole evolution into being a content creator is what I got to know about. So tell us about the first time I want to know the first time this idea popped into your head and what you did about it.
So I was already like posting just random things. Like, I'm like, nobody sees my stuff. This is just dumb. This is like my own personal vlog. I'm anonymous on the internet, whatever. Posting dumb stuff.
On what platform
TikTok.
were you doing this?
TikTok.
Okay, so this is when TikTok became a thing, like a big thing?
Yeah, well, so I have like, my friends and family on Facebook, and at the time my Instagram was just like old church friends, old school friends. Like, it was personal.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, if I go on TikTok, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to know who I am. I can just say shit with no consequences, basically. Nobody's going to say it and make fun of me. It's just my turn to just,
Well, you had some sort of something in you that said, I want to say some shit about some shit, and I'm going to do it on this platform. I don't want to sit idly by and watch all this happen without the world knowing my opinion on that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I didn't want my family and friends and real life people to see it yet. Because if I was way off base, I didn't want to be publicly embarrassed.
Sure, you didn't want to make Thanksgiving awkward, now did we?
Correct.
Right.
I mean, I do that anyways, but yeah.
but something when you said, listen, I really think that I've got something valuable here, and I want to express it on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting thought. Like, I don't know I guess a lot of people in this business are like, I have something to offer the world. Like, I have an opinion that everybody should hear. I have a story that I want to tell, or I think that what I have to say is useful to somebody, but rarely do people go, once they get their phone out and they start, talking their shit, they're like, oh, this is dumb. And they put their phone down and they're like, I could never do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in what inside you said. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start talking some shit.
Well, my kids like TikTok, so I was like, all right, I better get on TikTok and see what it's all about. What kind of videos, whatever. And I started following like nursing people, like nursing creators, if you will, like talking about patient care, talking about stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can do that, but I'm not really in patient care anymore. And it's a really fine line between HIPAA and like if my job sees it, even if it's not HIPAA, like they might hate it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And everybody always says, if you can find something that you can just yap about for hours and hours and hours, do that. Like, and I'm like, I've always loved sports. I've always been an athlete. I've played at a competitive level. I have a high like sports IQ. So I'm like, and I don't really watch men's sports that much. Like I'll watch NFL with my husband. He's a Cowboys fan. I married into it. I can't help it.
I can't believe you just proclaimed that on the internet because
well, on the Eagles poster right here.
Yeah. You see that right there. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, I'm like, but I like women's sports. I like to talk about women's sports, and it's fun to talk about women's sports with people in real life. So I'm like, if people know that I'm willing to talk about that in real life, people will know that I want to talk about it anywhere else. So I just like started talking about it, and then like really the first time it kind of popped off was like the Caitlin Angel thing, and I'm just like a really positive, silly person like in general. So I'm just like, guys, it's like you can like both. You don't have to pick one. Like what Caitlin did was fine when she did this or when she's talking her shit, which we know she does, and I love her for it. We have to be okay when others do it. Like it can't just be okay for one of them, and it's bullying and targeting if somebody does it back to her. Especially when she was on the internet saying, "Yeah, it's fine. Like, leave her alone."
I have noticed what content I have researched of yours, and we'll tell everybody where to find you after this. That you're like you don't shit talk people. Like you're not there to say this lady is a bad person and this is why she's a bad person. Everything I have seen so far has been very celebratory of achievements, accomplishments.
Yeah.
And then what I think you do a really good job of is you try to squash narratives. I do. People like me, like I'm in it for the, oh my God, did you see that? That lady just did that to that. And then you're like, listen, here's why this is not a big deal. Because you didn't see it in the whole content. So let's just stop back. And I'm like, you just kind of ruined my idea of what I wanted it to be.
I know.
So I think you do, like, not that my opinion matters, but you do a good job of being very, if it's possible in this day and age, just being neutral, non-biased. Yeah. I'm sure you got your favorite players, but I'm not going to go ahead and make this person a villain yet. Let's wait and see how it shakes out.
Right. And truly, because there's so many fantastic players, obviously I came in, we live in Iowa. We've known about Caitlin Clark when she was still in college before the world knew about her. Maybe I did, maybe you didn't, which is fire. But like, just because I started out as her fan doesn't mean that you can't be fans of other people. And even in games now, like people ask me who my favorite team is, and I'm like, well, I like the Fever and I like the Aces and I like the Seattle Storm and I like, the Los Angeles Sparks, and I can rattle off 5 or 6 teams of like, these are my favorites to watch. And there's games where I'm like, I don't know who I want to win because I genuinely just like consuming high quality women's sports, but I'll do that. Like I've been watching our local high school volleyball. It's a state tournament. I've been watching that on YouTube all day as I work. I just like watching women's sports. And I think that there's so many talented people and good stories to tell that why would I waste my time and my platform talking shit about one player when so many other people are already doing that?
Yeah, that's a good point. How long have you been doing this thing? Like, how long has this been going?
It's been 3 years-ish, 3.5, I think.
For real?
When I started doing like the TikToks. And then I've been doing like more. So last year I started going to more things in person. We got like Iowa State women's season tickets last year to watch the Cyclones. So we went to a bunch of games. And so I would just get clips and content, but I've always done it like from a fan's perspective and like just kind of talking about the game.
Where do you get where do you get your content from? Do you just peruse the internet and find a story, or do you have people that tip you off? Do you have inside sources?
So now that I'm in it, and now that I also work part-time for a media company doing some social media and getting clips. So if I'm at an event, I'll get clips for them. I do video recaps of the articles that their writers are writing. But really, it's like whatever I think is interesting, I assume somebody else is going to find interesting. So I'll scroll Twitter, I'll scroll Instagram, if I see, I follow a lot of players. So if I see something on one of their Instagram stories and I'm like, I wonder what that's about, do 5 minutes of research. And I'm like, okay, like that's cool. Like it's really that, I can't stress enough not to overthink it. It's really that simple.
So, okay, let's take, do you remember the first video you ever did? And you said, like before this, you thought that this was even going to go buck wild like it has. Like you're just like, what did you talk about? Why did you talk about it?
I think the first video I ever did that really, really went like crazy viral was actually a video about the Prince and Princess of Wales. And was that 2 years ago when they said that they both, like, Kate wasn't in the news all of a sudden, and then the prince was now the king.
Because she had the cancer, they said.
Yeah. But first they didn't say that. They didn't say that for a while, and I was like, she doesn't look good. Like, something's going on. Sure. Like, you don't just cancel all stuff. Like, there's something going on. And that one, I think, got like 2 million views or something.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue, like you had to have some sort of platform built up then for it to get 2 million views then. And
no,
what platform?
I think I had like, it was on TikTok. I think I had like.
Is that just how TikTok works?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Literally. Yeah. So as an example, okay.
Who taught you how to do all this stuff?
Nobody. I just like figured out what works for me and what doesn't. And okay, this is how TikTok works, Jason. There's a content creator. He's been on TikTok for a really long time. He's a gay guy. He's hilarious. He posted a video of him and this guy that he's seeing on TikTok, but they didn't show his face. Like, he's trying to keep him private. And this guy's got, I don't know, probably 15 million like followers on TikTok. But he posted just a partial video of this guy's like neck down, and then he's in the video. No big deal. I scroll past it. Probably 10 minutes later, I see a video of the guy posting by himself in that same costume. And I check the comments, I check the likes. It's up to like 2 million likes. So like, that's probably 15 million views. It's his first video on his entire account. And all he did was post himself. Not even the guy he's seeing that's actually famous, just himself. And all the comments are like, I swear we didn't go looking for you. Or like, it's the craziest thing how TikTok works. Anything can pop off at any time, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. I can't explain it. I've got a video that's like 800,000 views. That's like, hey, did you know that Audie Crooks can sing? Here's this cute video of her singing in a bathroom. 800,000 views.
And so, two things. One, I really find that it's interesting that you're like-minded too. You're like, well, I can't be the only one in the world that thinks this way, so I'm going to go ahead and proclaim that on the internet. And all of a sudden, all these people that were thinking that way go, yeah, me too, right? And that's how you build followings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I'm doing here. Like, I used to think I was the only person in the world that was in my profession that thought the way I did. And so I started talking shit, and then everybody was like, God dang, I'm glad you said that, because that's the same shit. That's the same shit I was thinking. But nobody's ever talking it. I see you on Instagram, which is my platform, and my Instagram is terribly like flawed. I don't know what's going on, but I was like, when I first got into it and was promoting the show and got into it, I was posting every day and trying to get into the algorithm and doing the thing, and it's been nothing. Like, I get maybe 4 likes and 0 comments, and I ask people all the time, and I'm not looking for pity, people. I'm just saying, like, this is how my like content creating life goes versus yours, and this is the point I'm trying to make. And so, but I do it anyway because I know that that's important for the show. And then I added it to YouTube, and I was like, well, YouTube says that if you want to podcast and be successful, you got to be on my YouTube channel. I'm up to 3 subscribers.
Hey, look at that.
3. And it's been on there for a month. killing it.
How many
And
are
you're
your
telling me
family?
that you just went on TikTok one day and said, Kate Middleton, anybody seen her? And you're like, bam, you're off.
TikTok is like that. So YouTube and like Instagram are more like consistency and like growth over time. That's why until this summer, I had never once posted a single video of mine from TikTok to Instagram. Like my Instagram was still just like my private friends and family. Here's my kids. Here's what's going on. And then people kept telling me, you need to cross post, like you need to grow your Instagram, because if you want brands and other opportunities, they need to be able to see what you're doing on Instagram and that you're consistent posting multiple places. I'm like, okay, fine. And I think I had like 4,000 followers at the end, like in the summer. Went to All-Star Weekend. I've been posting videos ever since.
Following you from TikTok to Instagram?
Some of them do, yeah. And so I started posting like on my TikTok story, like, hey, follow me on Instagram, or like, for more clips or whatever. You have to kind of like, you have to like cross promote a little bit. But then I've just been consistent, and I've had videos that get 200 views, and I've had videos that get 500,000 views. I've got this one from where a Caitlin Clark fan got kicked out of Connecticut Sun game for talking shit to one of the rookies on the Connecticut Sun. And it, I think, did, I don't know, 150,000 on TikTok, and it's up to like 1.5 million on Instagram. You just never know. And it's completely different.
You put all that together on your own? Like you just learned how to navigate TikTok and put your face in front of a video behind you?
This is what you do. Hey, it's Dre from the Next, blah, 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 blah. 1 minute video so you can monetize it on TikTok. And then once you post it to TikTok, it automatically saves on your phone. Then you go into Instagram, and I just hit the button and uploads it to Instagram.
You do a lot with that video too. Like you're over the video. Like your face is like in.
Yeah, I do a green screen, but that's an app setting in TikTok that takes 1 second. You just click on the plus button to make a video. I'm gonna turn my light on. It's getting dark in here. You just do the plus button, and it's there. Like, it's that simple. I can do a plus.
You think I need to be on TikTok?
Yeah, I think you need to cross post. Like I just did this. So this is a random photo in my, and then you just make your face to it.
Where'd you get the photo?
I just like found one on Instagram or found one on the internet that was like, I just choose it as a background photo to whatever subject I'm talking about.
So those videos you post, like I can see like women playing basketball in the background, and then you up there saying, "Oh my God, watch this! This is when somebody sharpens their elbow or whatever." Like you just do all that on your phone too?
Yeah, I do it all on my phone, and it takes. I can
the
make
whole
a
thing,
1 minute
the whole
video.
operation.
I can do a 1 minute video in 5 minutes.
Man, that's crazy. So let's talk about your, if you will, please, your monetization and all the stuff that you've been, that's come forward because of this. Is it because of TikTok that do you make your money on TikTok? Do you make your money from your media company, or do you make your money on Instagram?
Right now, I make most of my money from views on TikTok. So I'm in the Creator Rewards program. So once you have over 10,000 followers on TikTok, any video that you make that's over a minute long that they deem high quality. So like I couldn't just post a minute video of somebody else's video clip. Like you have to kind of embellish it a little bit.
Sure.
Is eligible. It's usually around like 90 cents to $1 per 1,000 views. You do get more for like if there's more shares, if there's more like engagement,
if they repost it, if they comment, if they like, if they subscribe, all that kind of stuff.
And they have to watch the video for at least 5 seconds for it to count as a view. So
and your phone knows all this about you, huh? That's nuts. So what's Instagram? What's Instagram do?
I don't make any money on Instagram right now.
Because I look at your post and it's been like reposted a dozen times. You have 780 likes and maybe 28 comments on it, and I'm like, damn girl, look at you! Like, and I don't like. It would take me too long to go through all that stuff, but that to me seems like a successful Instagram post, and I look at it. So I'm not trying to monetize. Like I don't want it, but what I've always said, and I'm very. If somebody wants to give me some money to talk shit in front of my Eagle sign about surviving 22 years in EMS, man, I'll do it. Show me the money. I'll be happy to. But all of this is trying to grow on my own, right? And I'm super slow. Like you have to have 100 podcasts in it to even be in the game, right? And I don't make it. I do all this stuff for free. I don't spend any money on anything. I use the free app. I should say the free app to record this show and edit it. And I had to buy this laptop because I thought I needed a laptop. Turns out I do 80% of my stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
Right. And to see somebody just go crazy on their phone by doing basically a selfie talk, and then all of a sudden, bam, we're making monies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the reason I cross-post to Instagram is because most brands want to see that you're building a following on more than one platform. So I have I think I'm at like 129,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm just over 10K on Instagram. But I didn't really cross-post to Instagram until this summer. So I'm like 5,000 in 4 months. That's pretty good growth. I'll take it. But now I have brands can find my stuff on TikTok or on Instagram. Where would you like me to post it? If I do a brand deal, I'm like, where do you want me to post it? Do you want me to post it on Instagram? I have less followers there, but my engagement's pretty good. Or do you want me to post it on TikTok or both? Because there's usually a different fee for both. If you want to post it on both plus an Instagram story, sure, that's usually a different rate. But I'm making this all up as I go. I just Google it and ask friends that are a little bit ahead of me in the game.
Did your media company have anything that you work for? Do they have any skin in the game on your social media platforms?
So
or are they separate? Is that a total separate deal?
So they are really, really important in the real life women's sports space. So they hired me because they're owned by an older guy who's like, I've been a writer, I've done this, I developed this brand, but I don't really have any presence online, and we want to grow because we want sponsors for our podcast, and we want, brands to want to work with us, and we want brands to send our reporters to stuff, so they hired me to do some of their online reporting and just do video recaps of their articles, because I'm not a journalist. I mean, I have no journalism degree. I don't know anything about it, but I can pick up my phone in the app. So if somebody that's way smarter than me wants to write an article about the Philadelphia Eagles or about Iowa women's basketball or anything, I can pick up my phone and I can do a video recap of that, tell them to go read the rest of the article on our website. We get the views. They tag me in it. I can share it to my own socials. On Instagram, they can invite me to be a collaborator, so it goes out to their whole audience and my whole audience, like both. And then we just kind of see what sticks and what people like.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Like it's weird. The whole thing is still very weird to me.
It's weird to me, but just because I think we're to the point with me where I'm a point and click kind of guy too. Like I'll figure it out. I don't know. Like if I were to tell you how to do it, I'd be like, I don't know how I did it, Dre. I just did it, and then here I am. I'm on this side of the screen, and you're on this side of the screen, and we're talking. I couldn't share how to do it with any sort of reasonable intelligence, right? It's just trial and error, but I know it's not working, right? And I'm a huge fan, and don't get me wrong, like I'm a huge fan of ChatGPT. Like I love it. It writes all my intros. It writes all my show descriptions. Sometimes it comes up with it because you know why? Because AI knows how to word my title for this show so that if you're perusing podcasts, it gets you, right? I don't know how to do that. I'm not a marketing guy. I don't know. Like, I intended to have an English major when I went to college, but that didn't work out. So I know how to like write the written word, right? But I don't know how to be like, go out and get you and pull you in. ChatGPT knows though, and they know the trigger words for searches, and so I do use that tool, and that's a very valuable tool. But outside of that, YouTube, I mean, that taught me how to change, a lot of things in my house. I use that to try to figure out how to do stuff. But outside of that, like nothing's really blowing up like it did. Yeah. And I think it's great that once you find that, just
and sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I don't want to use big names for clicks, but I also want to be able to cover that stuff when it's relevant. And so I've always gone from like a truly like I want to be unbiased. I want to be fair. I want to cover both sides of the story. Like there's been some big things that have happened, obviously, and I'm like, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. And that's one of my biggest criticisms from people that don't like me is that I'm too nice. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we've all heard this before. We love as humans drama, negative.
We love the drama.
Like we key on that. And there's a reason for it. I don't remember what it is now, but like we don't want to hear about sunshine and rainbows. We want to hear about this lady did this to what, and we want the dirt, the drama, the stuff, and that's what gets us, right? And I don't understand that about us, but it is what it is. Those people that take the time to maybe spread a little more sunshine and rainbows, I think, get a little ahead of the game, and God bless them, because they're really trying to undo some little bit of biology in our brains that says, no, I want dirt, I want messy, I want this is because basically I think what it does is now it takes the heat off me for being an imperfect human, and I can not think about me and all the shit, the shady shit I've done in the past. Look at this lady.
Well,
she's doing it.
I want to indulge in the drama too. I just want it to be like harmless drama. Like I don't want like people getting death threats and being followed, like which has happened to several players because of their proximity to other players.
But the internet is listen, the internet, this is what I've always said about the internet. It gives unimportant people the feeling of importance, meaning you have a very valuable message that you're putting out there, and you're putting out what I think is meaningful content. I really do. But it's going to give somebody the authority in their brain to come back at you and say just very hurtful, mean things, and then to engage you in a way that they have never had access to you before.
Right.
And now they have access to you, right? And that is also very trippy. It's a weird thing, right?
It's very weird.
How do you mitigate that?
Because in my real life, in my everyday life, you know who I am. Like you know what I do day in and day out. So it's weird to be in like this. It's almost like I was telling somebody, it's like a Hannah Montana. You probably don't know that reference. You're probably too old for that.
Listen, I've heard the name. I get it. I've never seen an episode. It's
living a double life. Like I'm this. Like I'm Dre when I'm in this world, and then I'm just like Andrea, the wife, mom. Like
sure,
live in the community, whatever. But more and more people are like trying to use me for clout, whether it's attacking me or something I've said, or like calling me, well, I've gotten called a hater, I've gotten called a creepy fangirl, like just, whatever. And I'm like, the best advice I ever got was just use that block button liberally, because I don't owe anybody I don't owe them engagement. They can talk all their shit. I'm still going to be over here doing what I'm doing and building actual relationships with the really key stakeholders in the women's sports and in the women's basketball game. And that's my goal. I don't care what ding dong on the internet says about me, especially when he's trying to use me to further himself.
You read the comment?
I read my comments on my videos because I police them in a way that I'm like, you're not going to use my video to talk shit.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really engage with them much. I might give them like one or two snarky responses, and if they want to keep coming back, then I just block them. Like, I don't care. I don't need your comment. Like, I don't need your like. You're not. I mean,
it's usually one of the great things. It's usually those people that, and so I've kind of shied away from the internet. COVID really drew me away from social media. Thank God. Like people said some really dumb shit on the internet, right? And ignorantly dumb shit on the internet, and thought that they were right and virtuous about what they were saying.
So confidently wrong.
Yeah. Yes, confidently wrong, right? And so it just ruined me, and probably for the better. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of time scrolling on my phone when I could be doing something else, or I don't really want to. Like, I know I used to have friends that would engage their entire day would be engaging people on the internet, like it was their hobby or something. Which, if that was great, but like you could not scroll through a post without seeing their comment on it. And I was like, that's got to be a full-time job, bro.
That's a lot.
I don't know how you're doing it, but either way, each their own. But what I found is that you'll never like the people that are shit talking you or whatever they're doing on the thing are probably doing it because they're not doing as good as you. Like
Yeah.
like nobody above you
Yeah.
doing better than you is going to talk down to you because they don't have the time, and they were you once, and when they were busy getting up there. Like the people
Yeah.
that stay low are always going to go low.
And the things
They're
that
never going to rise.
Yeah, the things they try to like attack me for are the weirdest things. Like it's always so funny to me. Like one of my biggest critiques is that I'm not afraid to critique Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever on basketball stuff. Like, hey, maybe don't like run out on the court and yell at a ref, especially when you're injured. Like, I understand you're passionate. I get all that. Cool. It's just not a good look. Like, do whatever you want. I don't care. But like, if you're gonna punch a backboard or punch the like one time she got in trouble for punching the bottom of the hoop, got a technical, and then was mad about it. I'm like, I get it. She's passionate. She's competitive. I've done some dumb shit. I have got a lot of technical fouls when I played basketball. It happens. But if I say anything, and it's strictly like either the people that hate Angel Reese or the people that love Caitlin Clark and can't see that there's a world where that can coexist. Like, you can like them both. I promise it's fine. That's the critique I get the most, is that I'm not a fan, that I hate her, that I use her name for clout, that I never liked her, that I'm pandering to the Black lesbian community. That's a wild one that I get a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm like, because I said it's fine to like Angel Reese. Like, it's literally that dumb sometimes, to the point where now I just think it's funny. And my followers and I, when we like we'll talk on posts sometimes. I'm like, it's hilarious. Like, it doesn't bother me. Because again, they see the 3 videos I make a day that take me 15 minutes total and think they know who I am.
Dude, the internet's it's a lawless place. People can say what they want. There's no meaning behind it. My favorites are the ones where they throw you a little shade and then they're like ghost you. They're like, I'm out.
Yep.
And you try to
Yep.
it's no place for me. Now, That being said, I also see a lot of like EMS, first responder, all that kind of stuff posts, and some of it's really, really good, and I follow those really, really good ones. I think also some of it is really, really bad, and I think the cringy, if you will, like. It's hard for me to look at that kind of stuff in the game and then try to openly say, yeah, I belong to that community. Like I'm him. I that too, and it's trying to keep cautious, trying to be cautious on the internet with what I say and who I say it around and with, and then, but also try to be open enough that somebody in some other state goes, holy crap, that's the same thing I've been thinking this whole time. Like, so for you to just grip it and rip it and do it, I think was great.
But I think people see the authenticity, and I think that's one thing. It's like, either you have to be really fucking funny. Sorry, can I say the F word on here? I already did. Sorry.
I think I got to hit the explicit button now on my show. I don't know what the rules are, but I think I do now. If I edit it out,
just edit that. You have to be really funny.
Now, usually what I have to do, I have to click on the YouTube. This is not for kids.
Okay, then
edit. That changes my view status. I'm going to edit that one out.
You have to be really funny, or you have to be like so authentic and just like people know that you care and like want to connect with you as a person. Like, otherwise it doesn't stick. People can read right through people that are trying too hard. The ones that's like, I see them all the time because I still on my algorithm has a bunch of like nursing and EMS stuff. It's the ones where they're posting, they had in your mind, they had to set up a camera and then walk back to the helicopter, the ambulance with its lights on, and then they have to kneel down and it's to sad music, and you're like, dude.
Hey, I did I think my 3rd episode ever, or at least in the top 5, was like a whole rant on social media posts. Like, if you have to set up a tripod to make it look like you've got PTSD, you don't have PTSD. It drove me insane. Like, that's not what PTSD looks like. I'm sorry, Junior. But we don't set up a camera and then walk back in front of the camera and start crying. It's not how it works, but it's everywhere. It just drove me nuts. Did a whole show on it.
But like that one thing might go viral, but like overall, like that is not, people can tell that's inauthentic. They want to connect with you as a person. And I think that's why I've been successful, because genuinely, like, people know that they can We can have discourse. We can discuss it. We can disagree, but we're going to be respectful and we're going to be real.
Well, I think these conversations used to happen back in the day, but they happened at like barber shops and you know, salons and places where people would congregate and gather, and they would have these. Did you see what Caitlin Clark did last night? My God, she looked like a total rip. And then you're like, well, no, she didn't. She was just playing in the context of the game. And then, you know, the same thing happened in real life. You just agree to disagree, and you're never going to convince somebody on the other side of something to now come on your side. That's just not how the internet works, I don't think. But you can bring it to light and be like, I didn't see it that way, man. Like in context, it looked like it was pretty innocent, right?
And that's why, like in my videos, I try to break it down. One rule I have: I'm never going to show injuries. I don't think like that. I'm not going to show people in their weakest moments. The WNBA has a really bad habit of like, and I think a lot of leagues do too, of showing the players like getting the different camera angles. Like Kelsey Mitchell in the playoffs, Indiana Fever guard, was in full on rhabdo on the court. Like she somehow walked off the court eventually, but they had towels around her to guard her. They switched to it above the hoop camera and we're looking down as she's like writhing in pain. I'm like, we don't need to do that. Like we can be respectful. We can talk about the play. We can laugh about it, but we can be respectful of them as people to get the respect as people. So it's like that kind of clickbait stuff just bothers me. It just, it irks like the DeMar Hamlin thing. Why did we show that? Why are we showing that replay over and over? Why are we showing replays
that was
of people at their worst?
Deal. Yeah. That was a big deal. I suppose the saving grace from that is they had a really good outcome. The system worked as designed. You know, the chain of survival did its thing, right? And I had a lot of internal commentary on that. I was like, because we've all been on sporting events or something like that, but we just did this at the ISU game the other day. There was the in-stadium cardiac arrest at Iowa State last weekend. The guy lived to the cath lab. And great story, but you know the chain of survival worked the way it was intended to work, right? But you can imagine having any of that content caught on somebody's phone or like a kiss cam or something like that would be terrible.
Yeah. And then for these broadcasters to just replay it and overanalyze it, I'm like, stop! Like, we don't need to keep reliving this guy's trauma for entertainment. Like. That's not who I am as a person, and it's not the kind of content I want to make.
Do you think? Well, so tell us. Just give me a few examples of the. I want to say like the swag you've gotten for this, or some of like the perks you've gotten, places you've got to go, people you've got to meet and see, all because you decided to talk shit one day on TikTok.
So I went to WNBA All-Star Weekend. Super fun. Ended up in a bunch of parties I really had no business being at, but it was a blast. Got to go to a couple like influencer events, volunteered some time for a local like nonprofit. Actually, it's not even local. It's called Run It Back. They do like pop-up basketball camps and stuff for people in different communities. So they had one in Indianapolis. They had a bunch of kids that came to the camp, helped do some stuff for that. And then they got to like meet one of the WNBA players and sign autographs. They all got like a swag bag. And then they gave me a pair of shoes for volunteering, which was really nice. I wasn't really expecting anything at all. Just like, I've got an hour to kill. I would love to come help. Like, because that's the kind of feel good stories that I want to tell. So I want to be there and experience it.
Yeah.
Angel Reese sent me a pair of shoes and sent me her Juicy Couture tracksuit.
Though, and I saw you did a thing, and that's like that's legit. Yeah, no, that's legit.
It's legit. What they know? Oh yeah.
Because.
These came last week from Angel. Tessa's gonna steal them
because somehow your content got back to her.
Yeah.
Or her brand or whoever.
Yeah. And I mean, again, because I am very pro player, and I say it all the time. I am loyal to the players over loyal to the company or a team or the organization. So I'm gonna fight for the players first and foremost. Like, and I've always been like that. So yeah, I mean, I make positive videos about players and about things that I'm experiencing, and sometimes people see it. Like, I have had several times discussions in DMs with players. I have been reached out to by other WNBA officials and WNBA people that work for them, like just saying, "Hey, I love your content, keep it up." Like, that's super cool to me. That's not what I'm here for necessarily, but like it gives me the motivation sometimes to keep going and being like, a lot of times there's so much negativity that I don't want to pile onto that.
That's
I'll
crazy.
cover hard subjects, but I don't want to talk shit on the internet all day.
That's crazy. Two things. We should probably wrap it up because it's getting on feed our kids' time. And I don't know about your kids. My kids can feed themselves. My kids can feed themselves. I worry about what it is from time to time.
Yeah, mine's SpaghettiOs usually.
So I do have on the WNBA front. I got a question.
Yeah. Okay.
That clip when that lady was smiling when she was on the floor after she rammed herself or something into Sophie Cunningham's knee and basically knocked her out of the season. Was that true? Was that real, you think?
No. So that was Bria Hartley. I think that's who you're talking about. The one where Sophie Cunningham got hurt.
Yes. And then they kept going to that lady's face while and she had this like sinister smile on her face.
It was sinister. So Bria Hartley in real life is so sweet. On the court, she's an absolute menace. And she's like menacing in a way that she's so good, but she kind of gets like too excited and then gets a little reckless, but it's like unintentional. But she actually did an interview soon after that and was like, no, when she fell on her knee. So she was like grimacing and they like cut that one thing and took that and just ran with it like crazy. She's like, it looks like I'm smiling. I'm actually like, shit, this hurts, like in pain. But by the time the narrative's out there and posted to the people that want to reinforce their narrative anyways,
it doesn't take long for it to
There's nothing you can do.
No, once it's out there in the interwebs, it's over, right? Like once people start doing this in the chat rooms and stuff, it's done. And then, do people successfully, do you think, defend themselves in that situation? Is there any defending themselves? Like, I feel like people can talk like they're blue in the face and be like, "No, that wasn't me. I didn't do it." But then the internet's just gonna pile on regardless.
They're gonna do whatever they want. That's the thing.
There's no convincing the mob.
No, they demand an answer. They want to know why. They want to do this and this and this. They want to ask all the questions. And then if the answer doesn't confirm what they already believe, they don't want to hear it.
I don't know that back in the witching days that anybody ever convinced the mob they were not a witch.
Correct.
I think they
correct.
I think
no, literally.
Yes, like that's, and I feel like this is the 21st century version of witching. Is once the mob was convinced you were a witch, sorry,
whatever
didn't matter what happened next.
Narrative goes the fastest. That's the Bible. That's true. I mean, that is truth no matter what. You cannot convince the masses that something else might have happened. And I fought the Caitlin Clark thing till I was blue in the face when Sophie Cunningham, like with that whole first fight with the Connecticut Sun. And I'm like, you can't say that one is mean and bullying and attacking and calling the other one an enforcer and saying, yay, her, when they did the same thing, which was fighting for their teammate. It was all messy. It was all a shit show. But you can't, you have to keep the same energy for both.
It's nuts out there. What's next for Dre? Are we moving on to another sport? Are you gonna do women's college softball?
I think I'm gonna do women's college softball in the spring, hoping to be able to go to the World Series. I'm doing college basketball right now, so I have media credentials for Iowa State and Iowa women, so I can help cover that. And still covering WNBA. There's a lot of off-season stuff. CBA negotiations are still hot. They extended it for 30 days. We might have a lockout. In the meantime, these other off-season leagues are popping up, and they're a lot of fun to watch. I'll probably do a little bit of travel this winter. Probably go to Unrivaled either in Miami or Philadelphia. We got a game in Philly.
No way. That's absolutely crazy. That, I mean, you just live right over there.
Yeah.
And one day you started talking shit on TikTok, and now look at you. You're just all over the place. Man, I think it's great. Good for you.
Yeah.
I've always said ideas are stupid unless you put them to good use, and you put yours to good use. I think it's great. Yeah. So good.
You just have to not be afraid of what your in real life people are going to think. That was my biggest fear for a while. I was like, who's going to think what? Who's going to think something?
Is that a thing when you're walking around town? Do you wonder what they're thinking? Do they think you're Dre, or do they think you're Andrea right now? Like, do they?
No, like the girls have been like, my friends follow you on TikTok, and I'm like, why? Like they don't have to. That's fine. Like I can be anonymous. I can just be your mom. Like It's cool.
I don't think that's the way it works on the internet. I think like so my
apparently it's
kids
not.
and some of their friends listen to this podcast. Like I used to have when this thing was grow, like you know how everything grows super fast right at the beginning and then it kind of plateaus off and then you're just very incrementally growing after that. Like once people started hearing, I was getting stopped on the street going, "Hey man, I listened to your podcast. I think it sounded great." And you're like, you're not even in the industry. Like you're not even. I thank you for one, but number two, like you're like. So then the doubt creeps in. It's like, oh man, I bet they heard me say that about the other day when I was talking shit about this or that or whatever. And then you just always kind of wonder, like now what do they really? They probably had a preconceived idea of me before, but now what do they really think of me now after I put my voice out there on the internet for everybody to hear? And now I wonder if they say, man, yep, confirm the guy's a dipshit.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's true for you, but for me, I still have a lot of imposter syndrome. And I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be invited to this stuff. People shouldn't know who I am. So that's very weird. And then my boss the other day was like, if you are in the room, you are supposed to be there. If they let you in the room,
true.
You're supposed to be there.
I have a lot of like I don't do well with compliments or nice gestures. Like I'm not at the level you are, so I'm not getting invited to. I'm not the keynote speaker at the GEMS conference in Indianapolis, for Pete's sakes, right? So I have a hard time at a lesser scale with just people saying, "Hey, I think you're doing a great thing," or "Listen to your show, it was great," thank you, that kind of stuff. The imposter syndrome, I think, in our profession is always there anyway. Like I did a whole show on that, on what it means and what it feels like, how we kind of get through it. But a lot of it is, it's uncomfortable because it's new. Like it's not. You and I are capable of doing whatever we want to do. Like we're rooted in our professions in a way that I'm pretty confident in what I say to be my truth, or at least my experience. I don't have to worry about somebody coming from the top rope and trying to put me down on the internet, at least too bad anyway. So I don't have that going for me. I just have a lot of the fact that people take time out of their day to like I do this. This is a hobby, right? So the fact that when I was doing it before the guests, and I don't have guests all the time, but I sit here and basically talk shit for an hour is therapy. Like it's a way for me to say the things that I kind of want to say, but I don't have anybody to say it to. And if you're willing to listen to it, great. And it's a way for me to give back to, 22 years in EMS is not something I should keep to myself. Like that's something that should be, we should be talking about that. And somebody should be, how to talk to your wife after a night shift is something I wish somebody would have taught me, but and I know how not to talk to my wife after a night shift. You want to know why? Because I've done it wrong.
And the hard way.
The hard way. And I feel like it's important to share. So that's my perspective from this. You're taking it to your level would be a whole new thing of just, I wouldn't even know. I'm not saying I wouldn't welcome the chance.
But even my level, I feel like
this is amazing.
I feel like my level is nothing compared to other like commenters, other sports analysts, other like influencers, content creators. But it's to the point now where like I realize that people see my stuff and it's made me be a little bit more careful just about like what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, because I'm understanding that my words have some kind of weight. And it's a big responsibility. I mean, granted, I could turn
that's a big thing.
I could shut my phone off tomorrow and never do it again, and my life would be pretty much the same, except for not, I'd go to less events. I'd be home more.
But it would be less fun. It'd be less meat, right? Like there's a reason for it. That'd be perfect.
It's just like a really fun passion project. Then I'm like, let's just see how it goes.
I struggle with content, right? And I'm like, man, it's got to be really good for me to put it out there for people to listen to. And if I can't come up with something, I feel terrible. Like, not that people are just like chomping at the bit for the next episode, but because you want your content to be meaningful and good, and it has to be to my standard. So you can't just roll up one day and just start talking shit about something random and have no way to tie it together or no meaning to it. Otherwise, it's just stuff, right? Yep. And so that the pressure to put content out is real, even at our level. I'm talking like basic hobby stuff. Like it is still real. So But the feeling I get when I wake up on Monday morning at 5:00 and Spotify says that Shift Change has a new episode and it's with Dre and we're talking about how to be an influencer, that's a pretty good feeling, and I enjoy that for however long it lasts. That to say that I did this, I created it, it is out there for everybody to access is kind of a big deal.
It is. I mean, and it's cool that we can be so multifaceted, that we can do so many things and be moderately successful at all of them. I mean, I'm not great at anything, but I don't need to be great at anything.
No, but I can be average at a lot of things, and that's pretty cool too.
Literally, I'm doing just fine.
Yeah. Listen, I like to drink coffee and shoot deer, and I'm real good at one of those.
Yep. Drinking coffee.
Yep. Hey, how'd you know? Listen, not that my 50 followers need to hear where they can find you from, because I'm sure they probably already know, but tell them where they can find you.
So You Forgot About Dre on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. They keep telling me to do that. I haven't done it yet, which is a play on my name. I've never been an Andy. I've always been a Dre. You Forgot About Dre was my walk-up song when I played high school sports. So
you came up with that now, your marketing company?
Yeah, it's me. You Forgot About Dre.
It's funny you say that about Facebook, because I follow a gal on Instagram. She's an educator, EMS educator, and she's pretty big, and she's real big, and very smart. She posted that Facebook or Instagram finally basically bullied her into making a Facebook account because of how it cross posts and stuff. So she posted a picture of her Facebook profile now against her better. Like, she's off Facebook for a reason, because the comments are awful and it's just
awful.
It is a different beast. So the only reason I say that is because there might be a point when you're going to get solicited by Facebook that says, "Hey, listen, I think if you want to go to the next level."
They keep telling me, I get emails probably twice a week about, we need you in the meta program. You need to be in the creator meta program. Like, we need you to cross post. And I'm like,
hold on as long as you can.
That's like too close to my real life. Like, my Facebook, I mean, it's private. It's like friends only, but still, like, it's not that hard to find me if you really
I deactivated mine during COVID. I couldn't take, and honestly, like, I've kind of played around with deactivating it, and then you get back on it after a while. You're like, oh, I wonder what. But COVID ended my Facebook life, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, I have no regrets from that, so I don't see me getting back on that anytime soon. So TikTok and Instagram, nothing on YouTube yet.
Nothing on YouTube yet. They keep telling me to do that. I don't make longer content though. So unless I'm going to post minute-long videos and then just pre-game and post-game interview, like, questions that I get.
You probably get in on the shorts game. Like, shorts are can only be 60 seconds long.
I could do shorts maybe.
And I'm telling you right now, like, if anything's longer than, even my attention span has gotten less with this damn thing in my thing. And the kids' attention span is even worse. Like, none of them can watch movies anymore because it's longer than 45 seconds.
Too long,
so
yeah.
So I don't know, something to think about. All right, I'm gonna hit the stop record button here in a second, but stay on the line for just a second. But seriously, thank you for doing this. I think it's a great story. AI is gonna go crazy with the intro to this, and
sure.
You didn't have permission from your marketing company to do this, did you?
No.
I mean, do they know who I am?
I can do my own stuff. I just, like, I didn't say their name, so
so that's like the only rule.
Yeah, I mean, and I could say that I'm working with them, like, they would be proud of it. But usually when I'm doing my own stuff, I just do my own stuff, and then when I'm doing their stuff, I do their stuff. If they want to be on their podcast, obviously they'd tie it in, but I can do my own stuff on my own. So,
all right. Well, listen, I can't thank you. I know we gabbed too long, but thanks for doing this. It's cool. I think we should do it again too. I want to know, like, during softball season, we should talk.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. See ya.
See you later.
Hey guys, thanks again for listening to another episode of the Shift Change Podcast. I need to ask if you would leave a rating. I think that it helps people who are new to the podcast find it quicker. It doesn't do me any good, but it does help other people that are looking for the Shift Change Podcast on Spotify or Apple. It just comes up quicker the more ratings that you give it. Whether you give it a 2 or a 5, it doesn't make a difference. It just helps other people. If you need to get a hold of me, contact me via my email, the show email, which is talkshiftchange@gmail.com. or you can message me on Instagram at talk.shiftchange. Excuse me, at talk.shiftchange on Instagram. As always, thanks for listening. I could not have imagined how well this podcast has been received. So, as always, I appreciate it. Work hard, be kind.